What's up with it, Raider Nation? It's your boy, Raider Honcho, and I'm back with a brand new video for you. Alright guys, get right into it. You already know the vibes. You already know what type of time I'm on. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, well damn, subscribe to the channel. Also hit me up on Instagram and Twitter, both at Raider Honcho. Now, I know y'all wanted to see me do a live reaction after the Pittsburgh game, but I was in no condition to do that. I know I didn't post no videos Mondays and Tuesdays because I just got a lot going on, man. Life be happening. But I woke up this morning and I said, you know, I got to talk to the nation. You know, I got to have these conversations. And you know me, you know my style. I got to come up on here and give you the realness. I got to give you things that might make it hard to smile, but it's things you need to know. And I woke up thinking about the word narrative. And I don't know why I woke up to this word. Just I kept thinking narrative. You know, narratives and narrative here and narrative there. And it made me just feel like that one of the biggest issues that we're having in the fan base and in the Raider Nation and in the content creator world and the social medias is just there's so many narratives going on right now that are creating division. Now I'm gonna get into some Raider stuff and I'm gonna get into the facts of the feelings, and that's what I do. But it's just important for me to get this off. I gotta get my shit off, okay? And it's the narratives that I'm just having an issue with. Because it seems like people are making decisions based on narratives, not actually based on anything factual. When it comes to narratives, it's usually opinions. It's usually based on how you're feeling, and you go about it and you determine what side of that you want to be on. And it feels like this started last year and a little bit before that with the narratives about the Derek Carr situation. Okay, so let's just get this off real quick. All right, so the narratives are being told that you have to be on one of the side of the fence when it comes to Derek Carr, right? When Derek Carr was our quarterback, the narrative for me was I was a stan, I was a Derek Carr supporter, I was caping for him, I was worshiping him, I was part of a cult. All that was the narrative, and people had to pick a side on that, because the truth of the matter is that I just supported Derek Carr as our quarterback. The truth of the matter is I just thought Derek Carr wasn't the Raiders' biggest issue. The truth of the matter is I thought Derek Carr was a little better than a lot of people gave him credit for. That was the truth. Those were the facts. Those were my opinions. The narrative was spun that now anything and any type of support for Derek Carr meant you were part of the cult, meant you were a Kardashian, meant that you were some type of worshiper of Derek Carr. So now people had to determine what side of that they wanted to be on. Did they want to be on the side of being called all those names and being disrespected and being called out every single day on Twitter or Instagram or YouTube, whatever the case may be? Or did you want to be on the side of where it felt like the people who were making those narratives, you could be safe in your opinion because you agree with them? What side of the fence did you want to be on? And reality is those were all just narratives. I never thought Derek Carr was the best quarterback in the NFL. I never thought Derek Carr could be absolved for any fault in the Raiders being what they were. But the facts were, I thought Derek Carr wasn't the biggest issue. I made it very clear that I thought the defense was the biggest issue with the Raiders, right? And I understand why people chose the sides they chose, because in reality, nobody cares about the truth when the lies are more entertaining. And that's really what it came down to. The lies that were being told on my name were more entertaining than the truth was. So who gave a damn about the truth? Let's just keep running with the narrative that Raider Honcho is really, he just loves Derek Carr. He just wants to marry Derek Carr. Like all this kind of buffoonery that was going on. When the truth was I just thought Derek Carr was better than you thought he was. That's it, right? And we were told we were obsessed with Derek Carr and we liked Derek Carr more than we liked the team, which makes no sense to me because I was a fan before Derek Carr. I'm still a fan after Derek Carr. But the word obsession to me was just weird because I felt like the people who didn't believe in Derek Carr and didn't support Derek Carr actually talked about Derek Carr more than we did. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't make any sense. And case in point would be Derek Carr no longer plays for the Raiders, but somehow all summer we heard about Derek Carr from these guys. Derek Carr no longer plays for the Raiders, but somehow these guys on opening day of NFL season were tweeting what Derek Carr was doing on the Saints. So who was really more obsessed with Derek Carr? The people that supported him when he was on our team, or the people that continue to talk about the guy when he wasn't on our team? I'm confused. There are clear narratives that were told and ran with, and people made profits off of those narratives when the truth was what the truth was, okay? Now, continuing with the narrative theme, some of us tried to tell y'all that this Raiders team wasn't that good. Some of us tried to tell y'all that maybe Josh McDaniels isn't a great head coach. Some of us tried to tell y'all that Jimmy G wasn't an upgrade from Derek Carr. Some of us tried to tell y'all who the Raiders should have drafted. But the narratives that were created were, oh, the people that don't like the team are the ones who are just mad that Derek Carr is not here. The people who don't like the team aren't real Raiders fans. They should go and be Saints fans. The narrative was that if you didn't like the Raiders team as they were assembled and constructed and put together at this point, you either didn't know nothing about football, you didn't trust the process, or you didn't believe in the great Dave Ziegler and the Patriot way. And I'm going to get to that in a minute. But that was the narrative. When the truth is, well, I never seen Josh McDaniels do anything as a head coach. When the truth is, Jimmy G never been on a team with a bad defense. The truth is, we should have drafted interior defensive lineman at the 7th pick. Truth is, our linebacker room isn't all that great. That's the truth. But again, why listen to the truth when the lies are more entertaining? And you guys have to understand that when you ask me, well, why you don't do lives with so-and-so? Why you don't be with anybody else? Why do you only do stuff by yourself? I only do stuff by myself because I'm the only person I can trust. Because all these narratives have been thrown out there, made out there, and created out there to make people feel comfortable when their opinion is no longer right. Right? So now, the narratives, when I get on Instagram and on Twitter and tell y'all, oh, I tried to tell y'all the Raiders weren't going to be good. Now the narrative, instead of the people who said the Raiders were going to be good, the Raiders were going to be great, Josh McDaniels is this, Jimmy G is that, instead of those people just saying they were wrong, the narrative has to be, oh, y'all celebrating that the Raiders are losing just so y'all can be right. No, I'm not celebrating that the Raiders are losing. I am not happy that the Raiders are losing. I am just not surprised in the least bit because I tried to tell you what was going to happen based on facts, not based on how you felt. Everybody wants to feel positive about the process. Everybody wants to feel positive about the Patriot way. Everybody wants to feel positive that it's a new year. But those feelings aren't real. I'm somebody who's super objective. I can be your biggest fan and still tell you that you're wrong. Right? I can support a team and still know they're not going to be very good based on the moves they made. I am a basketball coach. I am a football coach. I coach my son. There's nobody I support more than my son. Doesn't mean I'm not going to tell him when he's having a terrible game. It doesn't mean I'm not going to tell him when he's wrong. All right? So don't think because I can tell Josh McDaniels he's wrong, I can tell the Raiders organization that they messed up, doesn't mean that I still don't support them as a team and as an organization. That's just a narrative that people run with to make them feel more comfortable and deflect the attention off of them being wrong because they don't know nothing. They have to try to now target other people. Those are narratives, okay? We have to stop with the narratives and just call things the way they are. It is okay about being wrong. I was wrong about Damon Arnett. I thought he was the Raiders' best cornerback. Now, when I was proved to be wrong, I didn't have to run out there and be like, y'all rather us have a bad cornerback just so you can be right. Like, no, not at all. I am not celebrating in the least bit that the Raiders are bad. I am not. I just told y'all they would be, period. Okay? That's just what it comes down to. If I tell my kids, don't touch that stove, it's hot, it'll burn you, and they touch the stove and they get burned, and I say, I told you, that does not mean I'm happy they got burned. That does not mean I'm celebrating because they got hurt. That is not the case. So we have to stop with those narratives because these are what are creating division within the fan base. All right? We should be linking up and talking trash about the Chiefs and talking trash about the Bills, talking trash about the Bengals, but instead, we're talking trash to each other just because we disagree on something, and we can't just agree that, oh, you know what, I was wrong about that and you were right. It would be so much more simple to do that, right? But we can't do that because nobody cares about the truth when the lies are more entertaining, okay? And we got to stop falling for the narratives, okay? Stop saying people are obsessed with Derek Carr, love Derek Carr just because they supported him, okay? Stop acting like people are celebrating that the Raiders are losing just because they're telling you they're right and told you they were going to lose. Like, we got to stop doing that. We got to stop doing that, all right? There are certain people, and everybody thinks that I talk about people on YouTube and the content creators. Y'all don't realize, right? I get thousands of messages and tweets a day, right? Nah, I wouldn't say a day. Let's say weeks, right? I ain't that popping. Blue check poppy ain't that popping. But I get a lot of people that mention me and interact with me and tell me a bunch of different things. So when I'm saying stop letting people that don't know shit about football tell you about football, it doesn't mean I'm only talking about the content creators. Yes, some of them don't know a damn thing about football. But my scope is a lot bigger than that. I'm talking about a lot of individuals, a plethora of people that get on my case and tell me I'm this and tell me I'm that. When in reality, the reason why they're telling me those things is because somebody put a battery in their back, and the person that putting the battery in their back don't know a damn thing about what they're talking about. Okay, so it's not everybody. Not everybody on YouTube doesn't know what they're talking about. Not everybody that's a content creator for the Raiders doesn't know what they talk about. But there are quite a few that don't know a damn thing about the game, and all they care about is making their money, and they'll tell you what you want to hear. It's propaganda, it's pandering. They want you guys to be fans. They want you guys to support them, so they're going to tell you what you want to hear. That's just the facts. Now, you can go ahead and create a narrative and say, oh, you just hating and you know. That's just the facts, okay? It is what it is, all right? So I want you to get down in the comments and let me know what you think about the conversation, the narratives. Do you believe the narratives are what's breaking up the damn Raider Nation? I do. Get down there and let me know what you think. If you like the video, like the video. If you like the content on this channel, subscribe to the channel. Hit me up on Instagram and Twitter, both at Raider Honcho. Until the next time, as always, Raider Honcho out.